All right, let's talk about a grape that's a bit of a hidden gem, an ancient variety that, for a lot of people, is totally new. We're diving into Teroldego, a fantastic Italian grape with a history so grand you could honestly call it wine royalty.
So, have you ever heard of the Gold of Tyrol? Because to really get what Teroldego is all about, you got to start with its nickname. It sounds pretty epic, right? Well, behind that name is a wild story of medieval power, almost disappearing forever, and then this incredible modern comeback. It's a bit of a mystery, and it's the perfect key to unlocking what makes this grape so special.
Okay, first step. Let's get into that gold of Tyrol thing. We're talking about a grape with a seriously royal past and a pretty dramatic history. And this isn't just some clever marketing, you know? Teroldego has the receipts, a documented history of being the go-to wine for the rich and powerful. And that just makes its near-death experience even more incredible.
I mean, talk about a roller coaster ride. Just look at this timeline. Back in the 12th century, this was the top shelf stuff for the powerful prince bishops of Trento. Then, bam, fast forward to the 1800s, and like so many other European grapes, it was almost completely wiped out. But, and this is the best part, thanks to some seriously dedicated growers, it hung on and is now having this amazing global comeback.
So about that name, the Gold of Tyrol, where does it actually come from? Well, there are two main theories. The first one, and this is kind of the romantic version, is that it comes straight from the German Tyroler gold, which is a huge nod to just how valuable this stuff was centuries ago. The other theory is a bit more down to earth. Maybe it's just named after the nearby town of Teroldego. Either way, you can't deny the name screams, "This place matters." And this quote really drives that point home. We're talking about a prized wine, appreciated by the big shots, the prince bishops of Trento and even the imperial court of Vienna. This wasn't just some local table wine. This was a wine that was built to impress, to travel, to last. And that tells you a whole lot about its quality and structure, even way back then. All right, section 2. You can't have a prince without a kingdom, right? Well, for Teroldego, its kingdom, its terroir, is super specific and incredibly special. And honestly, this is the real secret sauce to why this grape is so unique. So here it is, the Piana Rotelliana in Trentino, Italy. This is the one, the only, the perfect home for Teroldego. Picture this. It's a plain nestled right in the Italian Alps. You get these warm, sunny days, but then cool mountain nights. Add in some seriously mineral-rich soils, and you've got the absolute perfect recipe for growing world-class grapes. It's like this place was tailor-made for Teroldego. And what's so cool is how the dirt itself literally shapes the wine. Even within this one small area, you get totally different styles. You see, if you've got clay soils, they hold on to water, creating these big, full-bodied, tannic wines. But over in the sandy soils, the vines have to work a little harder, and that stress creates wines with more elegance, more beautiful aromas. It just goes to show the winemaker's job starts long before the grapes even get to the winery. It starts right here in the ground. Okay, so we've got the history, we've got the terroir. Now for section 3, where we follow the grape from the vineyard to the bottle. This is where all that meticulous work happens, where human hands take what nature gave them and turn it into something truly special. So, how do they do it? Well, it's really an art. It all starts with a manual harvest. Yep, picking by hand to make sure only the best grapes make the cut. Then you have fermentation, where the magic happens and sugar becomes alcohol. After that is a super important step called maceration, which we'll talk more about in a sec. And for the really great stuff, it's off to some oak barrels for aging to build up all those complex flavors. And in the cellar, the winemaker has some really big choices to make. Take maceration. That's just the time the juice hangs out with the grape skins. Think of it like steeping tea. The longer you leave it, the more color, flavor, and tannin you pull out. Then there's oak aging. Do you use it? For how long? That's what adds those awesome notes of spice and vanilla. Get it all right, and you've got a wine that can age for years, slowly changing from fresh and fruity to something complex and savory with hints of leather and tobacco. It's amazing. All right, section 4. We've talked history, we've talked dirt, we've talked winemaking. Now for the part we've all been waiting for, what does this stuff actually taste like when you pour a glass? And maybe just as important, what are you going to eat with it? When you get your nose in a glass of Teroldego, it's like a whole symphony of aromas. You get hit with this wave of dark fruits, think blackberry and plum, but also these bright red fruits like cherry and raspberry, keeping it fresh. And it doesn't stop there. There's also a little bit of black pepper and clove, some floral notes like violet, and this really cool, earthy, almost stony minerality that just screams, I'm from the mountains.
And the taste? Well, everything you just smelled comes right through on the palate. It's definitely a full-bodied wine, but it's not some big, clumsy bruiser. It's got these firm tannins that feel more like velvet than sandpaper. And the key, the absolute key, is this vibrant acidity that cuts through everything and keeps it all fresh and balanced. That's what makes it so, so good with food. Speaking of food, this is what Teroldego really shines. Because of that structure and acidity, it's just perfect with rich red meats, like a beautiful roast lamb or a grilled steak. It's a slam dunk with hearty pastas. We're talking ragu, lasagna, anything with mushrooms. And cheeses? Oh yeah, bring on the aged Parmesan or a sharp pecorino. It can handle it all. Okay, so Teroldego has rediscovered its incredible past, but now it's all about the future. So what's the next chapter for this rising star? Where is this grape headed in the 21st century?
And you know what? The future is looking sustainable. It's all about blending the old with the new. More and more producers are going organic or biodynamic. They're working super hard to preserve the old, ancient clones of the grape to keep that unique character alive. And get this, they're even experimenting with super old-school techniques like fermenting in clay amphoras to see what new flavors they can unlock. It's really exciting stuff. And while Italy is still, without a doubt, its home base, the secret is definitely getting out. You've got these adventurous winemakers in the USA, in Australia, even in Brazil, who are starting to plant Teroldego. They want to see what this Italian prince can do in their backyard. So yeah, its global story is really just getting started. So, after all that, the history, the epic comeback, the incredible flavors, there's really only one question left for you. Are you ready to rediscover this prince? This is a wine with a story in every glass, a taste of the Italian Alps, and it is absolutely worth seeking out.